Welcome to the third trading day recap for this funded Apex Trader account, where I'm trading with a prop firm's money and I get to keep most of the profits and none of the losses, which you're about to see a lot of. So I'm glad to be trading with Apex on days like today. Here's a quick screenshot of this morning's account summary, where we started the day at $50,775, with the liquidation threshold still being about $2,500 away. Alright, trade 1. So we went short at the upper VWAP band at 38.61. I saw that price had rejected from this level earlier in the morning. It was also near the top of the ascending channel and also near the value area high, which is the upper boundary of where 70% of the day's volume is being traded. Stochastic RSI was also near overbought levels. Unfortunately, this trade never had much of a chance. I get stopped out pretty quickly for a $200 loss. I don't think this is necessarily a bad trade. There were enough indicators confirming a short entry, so I went for it. The main takeaway is just a reminder to myself that trading in between supply and demand zones is more risky, as without supply and demand imbalances, it's just harder to predict how price will move. Anyway, I knew the risk and took it, so I'm okay with the loss. And here's what happened after I get stopped out. Price finally does hit a resistance level and gets pushed back towards the bottom of the ascending channel. Trade 2. So I went long at the lower VWAP band at 38.43. I saw that price had found resistance near this level in the morning, and stochastic RSI was oversold. It wasn't in a supply or demand zone, but enough indicators were present for a long entry. Well, this trade started to look exactly like the failed trade previously. Price met little resistance here, and after losing all confidence in this trade, I updated my stop level to decrease the max loss. After this trade, I reflected a bit on how I was supposed to be more selective with my trades, so I decided to generally not enter trades outside of supply and demand zones anymore. The chance to redeem myself quickly presented itself as price plummets into the demand zone. All I was thinking about was making back my losses, so I set a limit buy at 38.33. This was also the 0.5 fib retracement level from the low on July 5th to high on July 8th. Stochastic RSI was still oversold, and it's power hour. Well, it turns out none of that matters when you're trying to catch a falling knife, which was essentially what I was doing. If I had taken a step back, I could have seen how strong sellers were, and I should have waited for evidence of buyers before trying to go long against such a strong downtrend. Instead, I was too optimistic that I could make back my losses, and I decided to average down, twice even, in this massive demand zone that just gets cut through like butter. The result is almost a $1,000 loss on a single trade. There's a lot to learn from this trade, but probably the biggest lesson is to not let profit and loss amounts affect my judgment, and to wait for evidence of buyers or sellers in demand and supply zones before entering trades. After that massive L, I took a short break to collect myself, but I was keeping an eye on the golden pocket, which was between the 0.618 and 0.65 Fibonacci retracement levels. This fib zone also seemed to be the bottom of an ascending channel that developed since that pivot high on July 8th. I saw that it also coincided with the next demand zone down, and that the size of the red candlesticks were decreasing, a sign that buyers were finally starting to show up. So I decided to take one last trade, going long at 38.08, right at the bottom of the golden pocket. Things finally go my way for the first time today, and buyers push price out of this demand zone. I increased my take profit point as I don't see resistance until the 21 EMA, but then I think about how we're still in a strong downtrend, so I end up moving my stop level and I scalp out for $325, also regaining a little bit of confidence back. Here's how the day played out. Could have let that last trade run a little more, but felt too risky staying in a long position fighting a strong downtrend. So overall, it was a super rough day. Lost the first two trades by being overeager and entering trades outside of supply and demand zones, then tried to catch a falling knife that plummeted through a demand zone. I lost a total of $974 today. I'm sure all you Wall Street bettors are secretly enjoying the loss porn. You're welcome. The account value is now at $49,801. I gave up the previous 2 days' profit and am now slightly down from where we started. But honestly, days like today are what make us better traders, and I'm confident that we'll be able to bounce back. Thanks for watching. I'd appreciate a thumbs up to ease today's pain, and subscribe to see if we can get this thing positive again.